Live. Woohoo.
All right, hang on a line. Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Hola, Adam.
Hola.
All right, Adam, I sent you some numbers this week telling you the attention we're getting. 156 minutes of listening time in 7 days. This is
I'm impressed.
this is remarkable, and
Yeah.
what I know not only the quantity of minutes, but I've learned a little bit more about who these people might be. It is.
Are you monitoring for any live questions today?
Uh, I will in a minute. Let me.
Please do.
Uh,
Because we made a boo boo last week and didn't monitor, and I want to apologize for not being able to answer the
uh,
live question on
that
air.
was okay. That's a good point, Adam. Let me. Hang on. Let me do this. That woman's name was Mitzi, and
Yes, it was.
fortunately, in Google Plus, that's all I need to know. So theoretically, I can go here, and I can say plus person. Adam, I really have some question whether this is going to work. Um,
There must be a way to view this stuff. So if I have to start searching, I will.
um, no, all I need to do is
I have it right here.
see. I found our post because Google Hangouts makes a post on my Google Plus page. So I'm now typing the plus sign, MITI. Oh, come on, Mitzi. I followed her.
That's okay. I opened up the screen already
MITI.
and it allows me to see if any questions get asked.
No, see, I have a woman named Mitzi Green at Pizza Hut. I don't have the Mitzi that I
Doesn't
found. So
matter.
if you watch our comments, Adam, you
I'm
should be
watching them now.
all right. So this is a very good point. We believe that Mitzi has asked a question, and it's probably not about the Mexican hurricane. It is probably debt.
I would
So
assume so.
So we would then go as far as assuming either Mitzi or someone she cares about and someone she has access to and may be able to influence has debt. Um, so I also have able to trace a few people to who would become our listeners who began with a Google search saying credit card debt. So Mitzi and these other people, there's not a lot of them, but there's definitely a nearly confirmed audience that they're coming and listening to this because they have debt. Um, that's a smaller portion of our audience. We also have a significant portion of our audience that, as far as I can tell, they're just listening out of this crazy mystery of the Kardashians and reality TV. You and I have this live conversation. It's
Well,
proven.
Tom,
Yeah.
the minute you compare me to the Kardashians, I quit doing credit card debt talk.
All right, so I'll move on. I'll just stay with this
I
mystery of
refuse
reality
to be.
reality entertainment. We can go with that, right, Adam?
Well, this is not entertainment. This is all factual.
All
So
right, so Adam, that's exactly what I'm trying. So this is what I'm doing for anyone that might be here for entertainment. Is what I will do when we're just going to put a tag at the end of this where Adam and I will just talk about pop stuff. And today that'll probably be the Mexican hurricane because that's what we started to talk about before we went live. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take my screen. I'm just going to blank it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be sort of a visual indication to any listeners who might say, all right, this is really getting boring. Let's talk about the weather. And that's what we're going to do at the end. So maybe we'll tag 5 minutes at the end. That's about stuff that
I
might
don't
be
have
the.
a whole lot of time today.
I
So
know,
let's
I
get
know.
to
It
it.
said 5 minutes, so we were talking about things like the United States Congress and weather in Mexico. So,
They're
uh,
very similar.
yeah. So this is probably true. So, anyways, with that, Adam, the client in Orange County, California, you got a settlement for her. We've been tracking through on this call. I don't think because her case is extraordinary, but she calls a lot, and now her calls are directed to me. So What's up with her? She called. She's expecting a letter that she doesn't have.
You're talking about our friend Tiff?
Yes.
Okay. Tiff sent something into me today. It's actually a default judgment.
Okay.
This is on an old debt, not the one we settled recently.
Oh, right. You mentioned she had two that are both. She's been
Both were
sued for
in, right,
each
both
of
were
the
in
two.
lawsuit status. We settled one, and now there's no money left to settle the other. She will have a default judgment against her. There's not much we can do about it. However, once the judgment is obtained, then we're able to discuss a payment plan with them that will work to her advantage.
Okay. Okay. This isn't reconciling with what.
Ooh, see if that UPS truck has my package?
Yeah, right. You better hope it doesn't. So, Adam, Adam, this Robert settled something for her very recently. She was supposed to get a letter. She doesn't have that letter. Now you're talking about what I think is a different debt. Help me understand.
It is a different debt. It was the first debt she had when she originally enrolled and the only debt that she enrolled in the program. She came to us later with a brand new summons she received that was not enrolled in our program, but we happened to have had enough money to settle it. So we settled that for her immediately to put her mind at ease. And now we are continuing to work.
Adam. To put her mind at ease. Your middle-aged receptionist is telling you her mind is not at ease. She doesn't seem to have that letter yet.
She doesn't need to have the letter.
Okay.
If she never gets the letter, the debt is still settled.
This is bullshit. You told me as your middle-aged receptionist that I could tell her she would get a letter. I don't get Adam. Adam.
Twice. If she doesn't know how to retrieve it, that is not our problem.
All right, send it to me. Would you please send it to me? I will send it to her.
Robert just left for the day, so Monday morning you'll get a copy.
All right. So Adam, tell me the letter exists and it is in your possession.
The letter not only exists, we don't make a payment till we have the letter. We already paid this. It's completely settled.
Okay, so I can get that's the new assignment. Your middle-aged receptionist needs that letter because I want to deliver the letter that I told her I could weeks ago.
She won't receive it because you're going to send it to the same place we did, and she never seems to get it.
No, Adam, you're going to scan it, send it to me, and I'm going to say, where do you want it? I have it right here. You want me to
That's what we said to her. Where do you want it? She gave us an email address. We sent it there. She didn't receive it. Here's a fax number. We sent it there.
Adam.
Here's my window. We threw it with a rock through her window. She didn't receive it.
Adam, you know she keeps calling me. You have to equip.
That's only because she likes your voice.
Well, she might like my voice, but she would like me more if I could also deliver that letter I told her I could deliver weeks ago.
I will get that letter into your inbox as soon as Robert comes in on Monday morning.
All right. So, Adam, I have to turn my ears on this to what a listener might think of. This is a client that is really messy. I just want to do a disclaimer on your behalf. Listeners, if you're in debt and you imagine being this client in Adam's program, I promise you, you do not want to imagine that. This woman was scammed prior to coming to Adam, and she brought a messy client file to Adam. You want to say more about that, Adam?
She was with a firm that claimed it could make debt disappear with no payment to creditors, and of course that is a pipe dream. It's not going to happen. So all of her creditors eventually sued her, making her unsecured debt secured, and they came after her. And we settled one of two accounts that she brought to the table for us to work on. And we are now working on the second one, and we will settle that as well. They're talking to us. I'm sure we can come to a mutually agreeable payment plan on it. But
okay.
This is one of those hysterical clients.
Well, okay. But once she started talking to me, I think she stopped talking to you. Am I correct?
Yes, and I appreciate that.
All right. So hysterical is that's fine. I won't call her that, but we don't need to dispute whether it's hysterical or not. The point is that whatever hysteric is existing in this client, it is now directed at Tomas, the middle-aged receptionist, and not Robert and Adam. This is confirmed.
This is confirmed. It is not directed at us.
All right. So you said she was sued on all her debts, Adam. I don't think that's true. She was sued on.
Yes, she is sued on all of her debts. We have only received 2 of them, but I expect her to get the other 3 to us eventually.
Oh, So you know about her total client file. I thought she still had two that were going through this mysterious process of delimiting debt.
Ah, yes, and it's also going through the process of changing into diamonds and gold.
I knew I'd get some entertain. See, this is why you're like the Kardashians, Adam.
Nothing like the Kardashians. No.
But Adam, how do
They
you?
turn everything into babbling idiots in
All
hospitals.
right, all right, all right. I know you want to slam this other company that claims to be able to.
I didn't name another company.
I know, but
purposely did not name
you
them.
in words you want to slam them as being scammers. But the truth is, Adam,
They
people.
make my company suffer by
Okay,
making their ridiculous claims.
right now you're making me suffer by not letting me get to this point. So, Adam, listen to me. This
Ah,
other client, Miss Orange County, she. Nobody gets sued on every. That means she has 5 debts. She gets sued on all 5 of them. That is high. That is unlikely.
no, it's not. If you completely ignore your debt list, you don't do anything about it, these days they will all go obtain judgment.
Okay, this is news to me. So how many? Can you say who her creditors are? Who are the 5? Are they all banks, all credit cards?
They're all credit cards. 2 are
Okay.
store, 3 are banks.
Okay, so this doesn't surprise you. They got 5 and 5 sued her.
Yes. Hold on one moment, please. By the dumpsters. If you're going to be allowed to have one, just walk to the back. All right. I'm sorry about that.
Your apologies accepted. So Adam,
I see when I look up in the Orange County court system, I can see that summonses have been filed for the other 3.
okay, all right. So these 5, the first 2 that sued her, does it make any practical sense? Did the larger ones sue? Did banks that typically sue, or does it seem more random?
It's completely random.
Yeah, and it's usually random, isn't it?
Well, it depends on so many different factors. A, they run what's called a skip trace. If they see that you're employed and making money on a W-2 where they can garnish you, that makes them run to the courthouse faster. If they know that you own property that they can lien against, it makes them run to the courthouse faster. If in their skip trace they find you're unemployed, they're less likely to sue you so quickly and might wait till right before the statute of limitations runs out.
All right, so let me try to twist this a little bit from a client who's tracking to something better, but in the moment, her client file is a mess. Nobody wants to end up in her situation. In fact, they want to end up not in her situation.
That's
So-
why she came to me.
I understand, but if you could, this is just hypothetical again. I'm trying to think of our listeners if we have them for a moment. If she had come to you instead of this other company, was the amount she can pay per month enough to have avoided all of this?
Yes.
Say more. What was her total debt? What were her minimum payments, and what could she afford to pay into your program if she had done that?
All right. So don't interrupt me. I'm going to go through some numbers very quickly, and it's pretty easy to do. She had $22,000 worth of debt. The other company, which basically collects money and does absolutely nothing, they were collecting $523 a month for 24 months. Their policy is if you get sued by a creditor, they remove that creditor from your program and you're on your own. Good luck.
Right.
If she had put $522 a month into our program, she is currently 17 months into this process with them. We would have had enough to settle 4 of the 5 accounts. With 1 year of payments remaining, we would have been able to settle this last one as well.
Right. Adam, say the number again. I heard it. 522.
$522 a month.
Okay, she could afford to pay that monthly against how much debt?
20, right around 22,000.
So if you would add up all the minimum payments on 22,000, you would get how much per month?
Simple calculation. You take 22. I'm going to do it right on my calculator and possibly be able to show it here. You take 20. Let me see if this works here. Yeah, you'll be able to see it. You take 22,000. That's if you can get your calculator to work, which I can't. So we'll do it on a different calculator. Give me
Ask
one
Isa.
second.
Ask Isa. He seems like
He
a
just-
smart guy.
He just stepped outside. So give me just
Yep.
a second here.
He's at the dumpster. Yell to the
Yes,
dumpster.
he is at the dumpster. He is at the dumpster. That is true. All right, so we get the calculator out. Here we go. It's very simple in our program. 22,000 in debt. Let's see. There it is, 22,000 in debt, right? Times 0.58 divided by 24, which is the number of months of her program.
Right.
And you get a payment of $500 into our program for 24 months. She would have paid $531.67.
Okay, so that's a more precise 522. That's 531.
Right. She would have paid $9 more a month to be in my program, but she never would have seen a single loss.
All right, Adam, but I didn't hear an answer to my question. How, if you would total her minimum payments, what was she making if she were just
yes, the minimum, I'm sorry, the minimum payment can be calculated by taking that same 22,000 number. Let me go back and multiplying it by 0.025.
Okay, and you're going to do that right. How about now?
I'm doing that right now. Give me a second. Got to bring the calculator back up. So we clear what's here. We put in the 22,000 times 0.025. So her minimum payments would be $550.
Oh, okay. So Adam, this is a storybook client who's like a nightmare, but she could have been graceful. She was making her minimum payments in the range of, I'm just going to say 500 to 600 because now you've got too many numbers out there, but I'm just going to say 500 to 600. She's got a minimum payment in that range against $22,000 of debt, and it's the same debt everyone else has. It's credit cards, banks, store cards, the same bullshit. So
Correct.
She's got 22,000 of that stuff that's got her minimum payment somewhere in the range of $500 to $600 a month, and if she would have gone from current to you would have her on track to already being 4 out of 5 debts. Instead, she got into this company that says, you pay us, and we're going to make your debt go away. And they didn't, so now she's in a mess. However, if she had come to you, she would be a nice, clean, tidy, on her way to being a success story, right?
I believe so, because that kind of payment would allow us to have more than enough escrow as each one of these summonses arrive to be able to be in control of them.
All right, and this you have exaggerated this hysterics because now the hysterics of the client is being directed at your middle-aged receptionist, and I am denying that she is hysterical. I think she's quite pleasant.
Which is why you're so desperate to get the letter to shut her up, right?
Which is all right. Let's not highlight.
You're so calm and happy about it.
Let's not highlight the contrary part of my statement. So whatever the case is,
No, I don't make a statement without proof to back it up.
All right. However, Adam, if she had been the client that I'm trying to imagine she would have liked to have been, she would certainly not be hysterical. She's a lovely woman.
They're all lovely women.
Right. So, anyways, let's transition.
It might be helpful, though, if these lovely women didn't run up $4,000 bills at Victoria's Secret.
All right. I think this is going to be almost impossible to extract you out of this, given your contempt to these companies that claim to be able to make debt vanish. But I'm going to try.
Nobody can do that.
Adam, listen to me. It is true.
Can you hold for one moment, Tom? Talk for one moment. I'll be right back. This is an important call. This is a really important call.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, if we have listeners, I know we're going to have listeners post-program, but maybe we'll have listeners live. Now this is a demonstration. I'm going to do this when Adam and I switch from debt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, hopefully, I get some sense that that is useful, and by getting a sense that that is useful, I'm going to repeat it. So the idea is that when Adam and I transition from debt to pop topics like weather in Mexico, listeners, this is Friday, and I think this weekend a hurricane is expected to slam the coast of Mexico, the most powerful hurricane to hit coast in the Western Hemisphere. So other than
Category 4.
Yeah, other than the megas that hit the Philippines and some of these famous Eastern Hemisphere hurricanes. This Mexican thing is huge. Adam, let's finish up on debt. So what I'm trying to say is this company that makes debt vanish, they, especially in this client's case, they're going to take her money, claim to make it go away. 5 of 5 is going to sue her. They will take her money and leave her with nothing.
Right, exactly. Except she will have lawsuits. They will not leave her with nothing. They'll leave her with garnishments
All right,
and
that
levies
was
against her
that was.
bank account.
Could you just curtail the sarcasm for a moment?
It's not
So,
sarcastic.
it's
a gift from
contempt.
that company.
It's contempt. I'm just trying to get one statement out of you, even though this is 100% mess of this client's file, 5 for 5 that end up lawsuits. Back in the day, I'm saying a half decade ago, a 5 for 5 lawsuit was less likely. You'd be like 4 for 5.
Well, more like 3 for 5. I mean, in the
Okay.
past,
All right. Adam. That was the confession that I wanted to get from you. So listen
It's
to
not
what
a
I'm going to.
confession. It's a fact.
Oh shit, Adam, listen to me. I'm just talking to our listeners. If they find us through a credit card debt search, like one of them did on Friday, I think, then they're probably finding some of the other stuff. And Adam, the other stuff that they find when they search credit card debt is old. The videos are proposing solutions to debt as if it were 5 decades ago. You know why they're doing that? Because the videos that they're promoting are 5 or a half decade old.
Yes.
So, anyways,
There's a new dynamic these days. Ever since the creation of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, there's a new dynamic on the collection of debt because it is one of the number one complaints the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau gets is unfair collection practices and unfair billing that's been done to people. They complain to the CFPB.
right,
The CFPB wasn't there 5 years ago. It's
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
3
yeah.
years old.
right.
So that has changed the way companies do things. Now, rather than harass a client, they run to court and get a judgment so that the CFPB cannot butt its nose in because a federal judge has already decided that they are owed the money.
Okay, so Adam, in summary, a program like yours that actually handles the debt, actually settles the debt, actually fixes the problem. This program, in your programs and others that are reliable, honest, trustworthy, that are out there, as compared to the scammers who claim they can make their debt go away, time has favored your program.
Of course it has. Like I said, and I'm not trying to be contemptuous. I really am not. But anyone who claims they can make
lying.
bed bugs, no, anyone who claims they can make something just poof disappear without explaining how they're going to make it disappear is lying to you.
Right.
That's simple. Factual, not contemptuous, factual. When they say, oh, sign our paper, now your debt disappears, and you actually pay the money for that, I'm sorry, but you're being an idiot.
All right, but Adam, debt disappears. What is the actual word they use? It's called debt something.
Oh, they have a bunch of different names for it, but what they call it is, we call ours debt resolution. They call theirs debt elimination.
I thought I wanted you to say the word first, but I thought it was invalid. We invalidate your debt.
Yeah, that's
what
the tagline underneath it. We invalidate your debt. Well, guess what? You can't invalidate a valid debt.
Right. that's a plain truth, right?
That's like unbricking a brick. You
like
can't
this
unbrick a brick. It's a brick.
Adam, I assume this white car is in your field of view. Am I right?
Yes, I see the what is that, Elantra or whatever.
If we pretend that car is some other color, we can, but it's still white.
That's because it's cold.
All right, Adam, the other middle-aged receptionist call I took this week was, and I didn't take it. It went to voicemail. I discovered it was a law firm. I just passed a message to you. There is really no reason for me to call law firms.
No,
if they're going to be called.
back. We had a nice conversation.
All right. You want to say anything about that? I'm just prompting you if you want to.
Yes, it ended in a 28% settlement for the client it was about.
Okay, say more. That's a good story.
$7,000 worth of debt, approximately $1,850 settlement.
Cool. And who is the creditor?
Chase.
And the status, 30, 60, 90, charge-off, lawsuit, where was it?
Status was charge off.
So this was
Now,
perfect.
now status is settled as agreed.
All right, so just in contrast to Mist Orange County, which is really messy, this is this is a nice story. This is a good
This is
settlement.
the
This is
normal
like,
story. This is
well,
the story 8 out of 10 times.
all right. So in addition to being normal, this is also target. This is what you're trying to do.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic. All right. You want to say anything more about that? I'm sorry. Who was the creditor? I think I asked you. I don't remember you
Chase.
saying.
Chase.
Chase.
If you had
There was
gotten a letter from your favorite person in the world,
Right. So all right.
Dennis.
All right, Adam. You want to say anything more about that? Because I'm going to transition to just
Who is
pop topics.
jumping? Who is jumping into your field of view there?
That's me.
That's you jumping.
Yeah. Watch. That's Tomas. I'm back out.
Amazing.
All right. So Adam, anything more about that? Because we're going to change to pop topics.
Yes, there is something important about debt because we are entering the Halloween week. And I know this sounds like it should have nothing to do with debt, but from the day after Halloween until New Year's Day is the best time for a consumer to settle their debt. I'm going to give a quick explanation. We can talk about it in depth next week because I must get off the line. But very simple synopsis is collection agencies, unlike other businesses, close their books every 30 days, not once a year. So because they close their books every 30 days, the day of Halloween, which is the last day of October, they want to close as many accounts as they can. They're willing to settle them to get them off the record before November 1st. However, on November and December, you also have the end of year closing of the books for the entire corporation or LLC. So it's a double whammy. They need to close as many accounts as they can from October 31st to December 25th. And it is the best time to get the best deals if you're going to settle your debt.
Great. But Adam, okay, great. Great. You're a hero, but that doesn't say anything for the people that haven't enrolled in your program.
Call me.
Oh, okay. So you're just basically, so you're just trying to put some urgency on, hey, get enrolled now.
Well, it's very simple. People don't realize, well, wait a minute. Let me understand. Miss Orange County, she would have paid $550 in minimum payments, and then she's paying you $539. It's only an $11 difference. Yes, but she would have been paying $550 for 13 years instead of 2 years.
Right.
Pay $550 for 13 years to the creditor with interest and finance charges, or $550 a month to us for 24 months and have a zero balance on everything.
Okay.
Major difference.
All right. Now can I transition from debt?
Please do before Hurricane Patricia hits the coast.
All right. So here we go. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, all I'm trying to do with that is just give some visual cue. If people are getting bored with debt and they want to, fast forward, they can fast forward to that visual cue. Now, what I have in mind is that our numbers say very clearly that people are listening to us even though they don't have debt. I don't want to say how I know that, it's too complicated, but it is true. I know that for a fact. We have both. People who have debt, who are looking for solutions, and people who are just listening because Adam looks like Kim Kardashian.
My ass is way too small for Kim Kardashian.
So, Adam, I want to promise listeners that Adam Strom, in addition to knowing a lot about debt, he probably knows more about the United States Congress than most congressmen and congresswomen. So we're not going to do that today, but we are going to do Hurricane Patricia. So what does it mean for Arizona, Adam?
For Arizona, it means passing showers, a little bit of flooding, but not until Monday or Tuesday because it's still got to pass through all of upper northern Mexico before it can get to us. And as you know, with hurricanes, they kind of break into small storms.
Right.
So when they break into small storms, we'll get some of those strays in Arizona.
And what does a storm mean in the great North American desert near Sky Harbor? You just rain or what? Wind? Everything?
A lot of wind. We have nothing but wide open spaces, tons of lightning. In fact, one of the storms from a previous hurricane earlier this year that passed through Tempe, where I am located, we had 193 lightning strikes in 8 minutes.
Oh, really? You do get lightning. I had this
Tons
idea
of lightning.
I had this idea you didn't.
What we don't get are tornadoes. We don't get microbursts. We don't get because there's nothing to stop. There's nothing pushing back against the wind shear to cause it to double back against itself. We
Right,
have nothing but wide open space and a mountain which will funnel the wind back out of the valley. So we
right.
don't get tornadoes down here. Up north, northern Arizona does.
All right.
We
So
get everything else.
so we're adding debt. We got United States Congress, and now weather in your areas of expertise. Now let's move to let's stay with.
If you like monsoons and chimichangas, this is the place for you.
All right, so let's stay with Patricia, but move Adam Michoacan, Guerrero, Mexico is about 5,000 miles south of you along the Pacific coast. This is sort of correct?
Sort of, yeah.
Sort of. All right, so what's it going to mean to them? I know it's bad.
Well, it all depends. This storm is supposed to head into the Gulf. In other words, instead of turning and going back out into the Pacific, it's supposed to cut through Mexico on its way to the Gulf waters.
Overland.
Yeah, that is the projected path. I'm looking at it now, actually.
But its first hit to coast, which is always the sweet spot, is
northern Mexico.
Yeah, but you say northern Mexico, but it's south of the Baja Peninsula.
Well, yes, but the Baja Peninsula borders on America. So, hang on.
Sort of.
I'm pulling it up now.
Adam, it's really not northern Mexico. Forgive me, but it's like
it's mid Mexico. I apologize. You are
all
correct.
right. All right.
Mid.
So what's it going to mean for them? I mean, this is like evacuate, board up, and hope whatever you leave behind is still there.
Board up and pray. But according to all the tracks that I'm looking at the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, it shows this storm cutting straight through Mexico on its way toward the Gulf and sort of toward New Mexico, Texas.
Yeah. So just a personal spin on this. Listeners, this image that you're looking at is a live image. If you're looking at it live, you're probably not. It's a Friday before Patricia image of a barrio, New Jersey, near the Lincoln Tunnel. Now, many of the people in this neighborhood are Mexican, and many of them are from the state of Guerrero. So if you watch these horrors on the TV that will be on over the weekend, people in this neighborhood are looking at it with different eyes. They're seeing their home devastated. And they've already seen their home devastated by drug cartels, which is why many of them are here. So it's really a personal and emotional event for this neighborhood. Anything else about Patricia, amigo? All right. It seems I lost Adam, at least in audio, but I can tell I still have my audio. So I'm going to, if he comes back to say ciao, great, but we were at the end anyways. There he is. Listeners, I can see his image, but mine is primary because I'm talking, and we lost his audio, so he can't, since we don't have his audio, we can't get his image. So we were on non-debt topics anyway, so I'm just going to close without Adam. Adam is a founding partner of Financial Rescuers. He got in and had been a business owner in this business. Really, he's been involved in debt since 2009. He's been involved as a business owner of his current business for about 4 years. And he's partnered with an attorney in Pennsylvania. His name is George Tedros, and George is licensed in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. He is I'm Adam, is one of the founding partners. He is also a managing partner of the Service Center in Tempe, Arizona. And that number, through this text, I refer to myself as middle-aged receptionist. I literally am the receptionist of Adam's business in the morning hours, Monday through Thursday, and I answer his phone. That is 866-516-1985. Adam's website is financialrescuers.com. And it's got all the typical website things like web form and email address and that sort of thing. So again, his website is financialrescuers.com. Adam's direct email is on there, as well as an info type email that would go to the company. One that goes directly to him is on that website. And again, the company phone number is so it's toll free. It's 866-516-1985. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. Ciao.